Hi everybody, my name is Jan Dufour and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live just outside of Louisville, Kentucky. 2 weeks ago, I'm having a hard time. I've just switched to doing it every 2 weeks in the summer because I'm traveling so much, but normally it's every week on Wednesday, but now it's 2 weeks ago. I posted this and we're going to use the same set. It's part of the Flowers Impressions. Blooming Flowers or something is a sweet name. We're using the dies called Sweet Blooms dies. This stamp set is also Sweet Blooms. As I explained in last week's, I always recommend that you get multiple pieces of a suite. It just makes life easier. Like, always get the DSP if you're getting the stamps and the die. The price point savings only occurs when you buy a stamp set and its matching die. The rest of the things in the suite are their regular price. It's just easier to order because there's one code. So, which, in other words, you could buy the stamp set and the dies, get your 10% off on that, and then buy the DSP and nothing else. The DSP is the same price as it would be regardless of whether it's in a suite or by itself. You need the DSP. It's absolutely gorgeous. We're going to make a totally different card than this one that says hello, although we're using a similar layout. Let me show you quickly the beautiful paper. It is a gorgeous. So many things that you can do with it. This is what we're using today. That's in the background. There's this, they do that, the rainbowy kind of colors too. You could literally just use a piece of it and it would be totally different with yellow in the background. Yellow is a thing right now, which is awesome. This is really pretty. Would make a lovely Easter card with fresh freesia in the background. This is Garden Green mostly, or Mossy Meadow, but I don't know that they mention Mossy Meadow. I'll look in a second when I get there. This got Pool Party in the back. Party in the back, get it? Lots of yellow with the green. And then this is the paper that we used last week. No, this is what we're using this week, sorry. And then this is what we used a couple weeks ago. So very pretty paper, period. All right, let's get this away. If you're on YouTube and you want to get the project sheet that goes with this, go to my stamps website at stampmesilly.com. It'll have the video, but it also has the project sheet, other downloads you can get for free, and a little bit more of the instructions than in YouTube. If you want to email me to ask me a question, I'm at jandufour@yahoo.com. If you would like a free catalog, if you place an order, you get one free if you request it. If you haven't placed an order, I just charge you for shipping. I can give you the catalog for free. And then my online store, jandufour.stampinup.net, where you can also order a catalog if that's what you're going to do. If you're placing an order, you can get a catalog as well. All right, so to make this card, same kind of layout as last week to start. So we have a card base, and this time I'm doing a flip up again. It's 4 1/4 by 11.5. I'm sorry, 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5.5, and that gives you this. It looks just like a card that opens this way because it's still 4 1/4 by 5.5. And then we have the lovely basic white, which we're going to put down. We're getting a new white that came from Close to My Heart, and I haven't ordered it yet. It wasn't on the pre-order. If you become a demonstrator, you get to pre-order things, see things early. Pre-order for the annual catalog. They don't let you order everything in the catalog. So they have a limit on certain things that you can get. So that's why I don't have it, but I will be getting it as soon as the catalog opens, which I think is May 4th, so very shortly. All right, we have the same feature with the paper being done corner to corner. With this paper, it can be a little bit directional. So if I want this to look like this, I have to cut it this way so that when it goes here, the two corners are upright. If I wanted it to be this corner and this corner, which is another way to make the card, I would cut it this way. If I cut it this way, I would not mount it this way just because it will look weird. Anyway, my opinion. So you put one corner on the groove, one corner on the groove. Make sure it's there. Start your blade somewhere within the square. That way, if you have a dull blade, it will not rip your corner at the top. That's my tip for the day. So these go on. I put about 1/8 of an inch between. See what I mean? If I did it this way, be sideways, it would just be wonky. So just pay attention when you're choosing what direction you want it to be in. Lay that in the corner. Lay this in the corner. Now, so far, this is the same as the post 2 weeks ago. Different colors and different sheet of paper. It's the same it's the same DSP. Don't like where that's sitting, so let me pick it up. And sometimes when you pick it up, it kind of peels the back of the paper off. It doesn't matter. Nobody sees that. All right, there we go. Now, this time we're going to be using the dies from Sweet Blooms Dies, which last time when we made this card, whoops, wow, we just used the hello and cut it out. This time we're going to actually use the same paper. The background is the same as this, so that's strawberry slush. I do have a little bit of a tip, one of 2 different ways you can do this. If you're making more than 2 or 3 of these, I would put our sheets of double-sided sticky foam and cut it out that way. That way you just have to peel off the stickiness, and that makes it pretty easy. Doing 1 or 2, this is the way I found it was easy. Don't put the glue on the skinny one. You know it's going right down the center, right? So just put a little bit of glue where you know, and that way you can hold it too, where you know, not in the center, but off to the side. And it's not like this is going to be lifted up or anything. So it doesn't matter if you don't have it completely glued down like it would be if you use the foam tape, the foam pads, double-sided foamy stickies. So I put the glue on that. Keep this handy. Sometimes that comes in. And I start with I'm doing the O first, just because it's a relatively, similar all the way around. Now you'll notice I missed on some of the glue. That's okay. Now here, this is off a little bit, so I'm going to push it over and then push it down. And the same thing here. This one's fine. I'm going to push this over just a little bit. It's very thin, so it's very flexible. And yes, there is a little bit of glue coming up. I can feel it. We're going to fix that. I will show you how. Putting this down. Again, if you're doing a bunch of these, certainly use the 2-sided sticky foam to get it down. This takes a little bit of time, but if you're only doing 1 or 2, this is the way to go. And it is definitely easier. Now see how this is like way off? It's so flexible. And there you go. Looky, looky, looky. If you don't like it where it is exactly, you can scoot it over. There you go. Love it. Okay, now this one I made a couple of them, but this one I used on the same side as this. This one I used the other side. Now you can't cut it this way and then turn it over because the word will be backwards, but this one I turned over. You decide which one you like. I like them both. I think there's a little bit more of a contrast here That's why I chose that one for here, but I'm going to use this one because it is very pretty. So this one's got a little bit of a fatter background, and it's all going down, so it doesn't matter really where you have the glue at all. I'm going to just do the little dots. The other alternative is we do have a glue with a very fine applicator. I almost never use that because I can kind of control this pretty well. At least well enough for my expectations. I'll pick a spot where there is no glue. Kind of decide where I want it. I know the Y's coming down. Want this a little bit elevated because I have to have room for a word. This is where I want it. Okay, so there's two ways to get rid of the stickiness of it. Let it completely dry and use one of these erasers, which this is, imagine this 4 times. It's really about this big. I cut it up because I use the corners, and there's more corners if you cut it up. You can rub that on there when the glue is dry. You can't do it if the glue is not dry. The other alternative is to use our embossing buddy and just pat it. It also makes it smell kind of good. I didn't really need to do that one, but there you have it. Okay. And then put that back. It's a little bit of powder. Now, if you have asthma, probably not a good idea, but there you have it. So now we have to, you could do lovely. Lovely is lovely. It's a lovely card just the way it is. But I wanted to stamp on it as well. So we're using Strawberry Slush. Make sure, oops, see, I got some stuff on me, which is not unusual. Okay. Hava is all one section. Make sure you get it on there. I kind of tilt the card so that I'm looking at it straight. I'm using this line up here to help keep it straight. We're going to do Hava. Very good. Lovely. And Day is the same thing. And I could put it down here, but I wanted it kind of centered of that. So again, I'm using this line to keep it straight. And I want it about right there. Beautiful. Let me get this out of the way. And then, of course, I didn't put a gem on it. So we need to do that. I'm going to use the same ones, and I'm just going to use the clear one. And I think I'm going to put it, oops, well, there maybe, because I let it fall down there. Hang on. I think I'm going to put it up here. I like it there. And then this one, just to be contrary, I'll put it down here. There we go. Which one do you like better? The contrast, the same, where you put the gem. As you can see, even with all the talking, it really does not take very long to make this. So I would recommend this to be a multiple if you want to go ahead and do a bunch of those. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please consider subscribing by clicking down below with the notifications so you know when I post. This summer, I'm only posting every other Wednesday due to my travel schedule. I'm going home to Maine 3 times between now and September, going for an extra sister visit. I got an extra sister coming from Minnesota, and we're going to meet in Maine. And then I go for my regular summer one where we visit my husband's family and my sister again that lives there. And then we're going back for a wedding in September. So lots and lots of travel, which is why I've changed the schedule a little bit. I hope you don't mind, but that way there's just 1 or 2 less a month. I enjoy doing these cards for you. I hope you enjoy seeing them. Come back, and I appreciate your time. Thanks. Bye.